Angelmarie Taylor is up next. Angelmarie is a fourth-year business student at CSU Channel Islands. She is an organizer with Students for Quality Education, a statewide grassroots organization that advocates for student rights, labor rights, and human rights. In addition to advocacy, her work is centered around visibility and equity initiatives. Every step she takes forward, she does so in a way that paves a bigger path for the youth behind her. Angelmarie's aim is to use her epitomization as a source of inspiration for BIPOC folks, queer folks, and all those with marginalized identities, especially when it revolves around issues that don't receive enough attention, such as mental health. Angelmarie's most recent involvement with Black Student Union includes hosting the CSUCI Black Student Forum as a panelist for over 200 high school students, speaking on the Black experience on campus and how to initiate change for the community. She's also a student leader with MECHA, where she participated in Raza College Day and hosted Activism, How to Make a Change, workshops for the youth we bring to the college atmosphere. Please help me in giving a warm welcome to someone as heavenly as her name, Angelmarie.
Good morning. I was going to make an opening line about how bad the weather was today. I checked the weather reports well in advance and expected rain. But despite the expectation and the preparation, I caught a solid glimpse of sunlight. I took a moment to look up and really feel the sun, because sometimes I forget to do that. Oftentimes when I look up, the sky feels like it's falling. And I really mean that. It seems like bad news, catastrophes, and crises are hitting us every day. It can be easy for anyone to forget to look up and get lost in the rain. But what do we do when something gets lost? We find it. So how do we find ourselves out of these rainy moments? That's what I've come to talk to you about today. Because the method looks different for all of us, but there is one common factor in our healing: community. Can I hear everyone say community? Awesome. We're going to do a call and repeat every time I say that word. So don't leave me hanging, y'all. So what is it? What is community? Okay, just testing you. As a first-generation student, stepping into the college space couldn't have been any more foreign to me. Even though I've toured my campus, California State University of Channel Islands, prior to my arrival, it was all brand new. Regularly immersing myself into a completely different atmosphere, it was easy for me to believe I didn't belong there. Even the air felt false. Every now and then I caught myself desperately looking around for students that looked like me, and I couldn't. I felt as if I had no sense of community. Thank you. There's a real big supporter over there. Imposter syndrome set in quickly, and it took its hold on me. The urgency to find this support group and sense of belonging became priority number one. But how does an introverted, socially awkward person like me do that? I may be extroverted now, but y'all, trust me, I had to transform to get here. Well, I took a deep look at myself and my identity. Let's see, I have curly hair, cute, but let's go deeper. I'm Black and proud. I'm Filipina through and through, and I use these as my starting points. I set out to find spaces on campus for other folks like me. And oh, how I thrived. Thankfully, students at CSU Channel Islands were 3 steps ahead in helping students like me find community. Hey. The students created affinity programs, centers, and organizations for visibility. For example, the Sankofa Pod, a program created to help Black students transition into the college space. I got my first job in Sankofa. I met my best friend in Sankofa. Imposter syndrome? Long gone. The sense of being seen completed step 1 of this long process. My village was established. Up next, understanding my community. Okay. Does it go beyond these two identities? A little bit more about me: I grew up in a military family. If you know, you know. Moving around so often, I don't have a place to call my hometown, but I do have roots. My roots are here in Southern California. It was inevitable that I was going to find myself planted here the way that I did. My dad grew up in South Central Los Angeles. What that means is he calls many of the cities there his home. He was always moving around too. Other than my torched eyebrows and poor sense of humor, that's something else I have in common with my father: moving around in my childhood. My mom, she was born in the Philippines and spent her child there before she and her parents moved here to the States, here in Thousand Oaks, if you would believe that. The stories she'd tell me about her and her family, all they ever did was work. They were hard workers. Shortly after she graduated high school and met my father, she and her parents, my grandparents, were deported. You see, my parents, their love story is real because my father crossed oceans and brought her back. They stuck together through it all, raising my siblings and I. And even though she's here with us now, deportation within the family is a real scar that transcends generations. To this day, I've still never met my grandparents in person. Mom, in addition to the beautiful smile I got from you, that's something else we have in common: longing for our parents. I never really understood your pain until I started college miles away from you and Dad. I talk about this because you can't have a future without understanding your past. I take my family's legacy with me everywhere I go. And just as I have a village with them, I have a village out here, being able to stick together through it all. That completes step 2. My village was rooted. Last step: how do I expand my community? Okay. Well, why does it need to grow? You see, within a community, hey, exists this source of healing and uplifting. Without mine, I never would have been able to get through this tough thing called the college life. There's back-to-back PB&Js, ramen noodles, or true transparency, sometimes there's back-to-back nothing. There's also classes, exams, midterms, finals, and then for students like me, in addition to all of that, there's work. In addition to being a full-time student, I work multiple jobs year-round to support myself. Right now, I'm working too. And I'm not alone. There are countless other college students out there who have low-income backgrounds and need to work through college out of financial necessity. And all those duties, responsibilities, they pile on and they can get heavy. Anxiety, depression. Those were words that I was unfamiliar with until I started college. I didn't hear them much in the home. I can still hear the notion: depressed? No, you just spend too much time on your phone. Maybe I do, but depression is real and anxiety is real. Mental health is real and it needs to be a priority. So I implore you, break through the cycle, break through the stereotypes. Introduce these words and conversations into your home. Find your village that will support you and uplift you inside and outside of it. Healing and inner strength is possible through community. Thank you. That's all, folks.